All right. Good morning, guys. You know what? Some of you know that I run an online group called Fit in 28, and it's 7 weekly challenges that are 7 days long. The first one is mindset, the second one is sleeping, the third one is food oriented or eating, and the fourth one is movement based. And we cycle through these every 28 days, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. We're coming up on the eating portion, and I've designed a little eating ebook that kind of puts my 20 years of experience in helping people be healthy distilled down. I mean, it's a lot of the CrossFit methodology. It's a lot of personal feelings. It's a lot of things that I feel can help people if they were just to read it and follow along with it. And I thought, why not to put together a somewhat comprehensive little video that explains my thoughts on it and how I think maybe you could take this book and benefit most from it. Going into one of the most challenging times of year. Here we are, a week away from Thanksgiving, or to go through the holiday season. But the truth of it is, and I say this often, is you can eat whatever you want on Thanksgiving, you can eat whatever you want on Christmas, and you can eat whatever you want on New Year's, and it's not really going to affect your health that much. But you cannot eat whatever you want from Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's, right? That can undo a whole year of healthy eating, to be perfectly honest, as far as results oriented. So what I'm going to talk about is following some simple principles. I'm going to operate from the idea that most of us that are watching this, or most of us that are coming at this for information or for help, are probably looking to lose a little bit of weight, and just implementing some simple, smart steps, paying attention to how you're eating. We'll get to this and stuff. I think it's absolutely realistic if from now to the end of the year, instead of gaining 5 to 10 pounds, you could look to lose 5 to 10 pounds just by implementing some daily habitual things to make you pay attention to what we're eating. And we'll talk about things. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to mostly, now I have a hard copy of this right in front of me, right? It's nice, pretty decent. I'm going to share my screen and pull the ebook up, and then we're going to scroll through, and I'm going to kind of just, I've read it a few times. I put it together quite a while ago, and just going to give you my thoughts on it, and maybe how I'm going to speak at this from more of a beginner's mindset. Because even those of us that are experienced, maybe you've worked with a nutritionist before, maybe you've counted your your macros, and maybe you counted your micronutrients, I don't know. But it can be always good for us to reset and come back and start over and look at things from a beginner's mindset. And it can be beneficial, right? So I'm going to share my screen. Forgive me, we're doing this on Zoom, so it's always interesting. But let me get into it. I'm actually just going to share the ebook. Can I just do that? Share. Good. All right. So you should be able to see the ebook right now, right? Oops, nice. CrossFit Winslow and my Invest Health and Performance Institute logo. Wow, we're scrolling fast. Let's scroll slowly. All right. History of nutrition. I don't want to dig into conspiracy theories and stuff, but I like the point of the way I laid out what we're after here, because it says a lot. You could blame misinformation from the 70s. You can blame food companies for the problem with you being overweight or not being healthy when you eat. You can blame what am I going? You can, oh my gosh, this thing's scrolling so fast, guys. You can blame your parents. You can blame education. You can blame work environments. You can blame your own personal relationship with food that you've developed since you've been with a kid, that have developed these poor nutritional habits. And we can play the blame game. But this second line here that I think is super important is, when we finally decide that we are worthy of being fit and being healthy, then we can take responsibility for our food choices, take responsibility for ourselves, right? It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things where you're coming at. Like, if you are not as healthy as you want to be, if you do not weigh the weight that you think you should weigh, and we can talk about weight later, but if you're unhappy with your health and how you feel, taking control of how you eat can really help, right? And once we flip, I wrote it right there, that mental switch, by taking ownership over our personal food choices, then we can unlearn misinformation about nutrition and fix our diets, or the way that we eat, if you prefer, by eating the correct foods in the right amounts for the right reasons, right? And it said, I talk about it, like most of us, what progress is going to mean in terms of diet is we'd like to lose some body fat, maybe build muscle, and improve our overall health and fitness and performance. I mean, that can probably be everybody that's watching this, right? So this is straight from CrossFit. This is Greg Glassman's mouth 25 years ago. Eat meat, vegetables, nuts, seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. Keep intake levels to that, which will support exercise but not body fat. I've not met a single person that's followed this and it hasn't done well with it. This will help you change your body. Nutrition can be this simple. Nowhere in that statement did I say nutrition is easy, but it can be this simple, right? It can be this simple. Let's move on. Simple, what to eat, real foods, variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, right? Healthy fats, starchy carbs as necessary, like brown rice, sweet potatoes, but depending on activity levels, right? You're going to minimize less ideal food choices, which is essentially, can we stay away from processed stuff and things with high added sugar in it, right? Eat foods you enjoy, but are also nutritionally dense, like the foods right above. I'm going to skip this page because nutrient timing, how much do I eat? All that stuff comes secondary to holding yourself accountable. So we're going to get in here. Whoa, going back and knowing your macros explains this. I'll send, you guys reach out to me after you watch this video. I'll be happy to send you a link that has this book so we can read up on this stuff. They're all essential for our health. Keep it simple. As I wrote before, most of us want to lose body fat, build muscle, and look and feel great. To accomplish this, the amount of calories we eat is probably the most important metric. And even as I write that, it simply is for losing weight and for losing fat. It's the most important metric. But I also want nutrient-dense foods to be what we're eating. So there's kind of like a twofold thing there. But after you have your caloric intake dialed in, so you know how much you're taking in on a daily basis and whether you've been gaining or whether you've been maintaining weight. So we can look at balancing our macros, right? But until we know what we're taking in, it's hard. So if I go through here, 5 ways to fix your diet, right? And I refer to a diet not as like some scam diet. My diet is what I eat, right? That's my diet. It's another word for how I'm eating. But there's lots of diets or different methods of fixing. But all good diets will help us eat more ideal foods. This is kind of a checklist for me, right? If you're being told how to eat stuff and the person telling you isn't looking at the food choices you're making and having you pick more things that are going to help you get to where you want to be and eat less things, that's the less ideal foods, eating the right amounts of foods to support your goals, and then creating habits, and this maybe should have been put first, but creating habits that will make eating this way become part of your lifestyle, right? And I think, here are the 5 easiest habits-based ways that you can fix your diet, right? We can prepare our meals or prepare the food that we're going to eat ahead of time. We can track what we eat. We can make sure that if we're buying prepared meals that they're healthy, we can eat real foods, and we can focus on changing one of these habits at a time, right? You don't have to jump in and go 1 through 4 all the time, right? Maybe this next week coming up, you just decide, let's eat real foods all week long. I'm not gonna get anything out of a box. I'm not gonna eat anything processed, nothing with added sugar, right? That can be step 1. We can get good at doing step 1. You could do step 1, or here it's 4, right? It's funny, but you could do that for 3 weeks in a row first and get really good at eating real foods. Then we can start saying, okay, maybe it's easier if I prepare the food that I'm going to eat. Maybe if I'm hitting a plateau, I can start tracking everything I'm taking in. But all of these, I kind of says all 5 habits, but I think all 4 habits are important, and approaching them one at a time gives you time to learn and change things, right? Meal prep, I'm not going to get into this. It's simple on how to meal prep. There's 4,000 things you can read about it. Track what you eat. This is I think this is maybe important, and I tried to use this as step 1 when I deal with new people. But if you want to be financially healthy, right, we keep track of how much we spend. And it's really no different when it comes to food, right? If you don't know what you're currently eating, it's irresponsible for me or for a nutrition coach to tell you what you should be eating because they don't know what you've been eating, right? I can take your body measurements and I can figure out everything and decide that this is how many calories you should be taking and here's how we can lose weight and X, Y, Z. But if as your coach, I have no idea of how you're currently eating, then I don't know what leaps we're going to have to take. I don't know what's been affecting you over time. It's just important. So if we can just track what we eat, big deals, right? Quick visual guide. This is nice in there. It shows you how to look at portions, talks about eating, purchasing healthy meals. I'm going to skip across that. I don't really want to talk about eating real food. I think this is simple. I go through what that looks like. Focus on one healthy habit, which we talked about earlier, right? So at least 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Eat 1 vegetable. These are all little things that you can implement that'll do big things. So now, to the goal setting or to ideas that you want to change, right? Think of the 5 approaches made it immediate that will have an immediate impact on how you eat. All those things we listed, right? Which will help you more, which will help you to eat more ideal foods, eat less ideal foods, right? It's all connected in terms of that. Choose this approach as your first step in making a lifestyle change to improve your diet, right? So get a nutrition coach, you could do that. And then what does change look like? I think this is good. Oh, geez, Pete, I'm trying to scroll down the page and wow, what we got here? Boom, up. Boy, this is fast. There we go. A good place to start is about how many times per week am I working out? How much sleep am I getting? I mean, those of you that know me that know that I'm going to talk about your moving. I'm going to talk about whether you're sleeping. I'm going to talk about your food. And I'm going to talk about how stress is related to all of those things, right? And that's what these 4 questions are. And this is maybe I could have started here, but you know, what percentage of my nutrition each week is dialed in? We want 9 out of 10. I tell people an easy way to think about eating and cheating because people want to cheat. They want to leave room to cheat. And I'm going to allow that in my clients' lives because very few people are going to just succumb to no cheating. But if we can get 9 out of 10 meals correct, we're doing really good. We're doing fantastic, and that is enough for you to change your life forever. 9 out of 10, 90%, right? We want to work on A's, not C minuses and not D's. How many times per week am I working out? If we can get a consistent bedtime, if we can train 4 times a week and we can eat, well, it's going to help you when it comes to stress. It's going to help you when you come to work. It's going to help you as a parent. It's going to help every aspect of your life, right? It's undeniable. Nutrition can be simple, right? Am I going down? Somehow I'm not going down. Oh, know your macros. Oh my, did I go way up or what? Carbs getting a bad rap. Keep it simple. Oh my God, I got way up. I'm sorry. Meal prep. We skip meal prep, track what you eat. This is embarrassing. Purchase healthy prepared meals, focus changing one habit at a time, goal setting, get a nutrition coach. I must have swapped back bad. I was like, my brain's cannot, okay, yeah. All right, here we go. Cannot train a bad diet. 524 burpees to burn off 1 large serving of French fries. Yep, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's a pretty compelling statistic. Love it. Love it. Sugar kills. Boom, 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 boom. Drink more water. So, okay, don't eat sugar, right? And yes, I understand that fruit has sugar. I didn't say don't eat fruit. Don't eat sugar, right? Don't eat stuff that has added sugar in it. We can stay away from that. Most of us that are struggling to lose weight aren't in a position where we can eat candy when we want to. That's what I'm going to say, right? Drink more water. 5 tips to drink more water. Drink water. You can read these. I don't want to sleep 8+ hours a day. That's probably not a realistic goal for most people. I think maybe I should go back and restate. I mean, it is. It's very difficult if you're deprived of sleep. The stress that causes on your body, it makes it very difficult to lose weight. It's just a fact. What exercises help with weight loss? Everything. Strength training. You notice that. Right? Stress and weight gain. Here it is. Most stress leads to higher cortisol levels, which has been linked to weight gain, including higher levels of visceral fat and increased water retention, which often makes us feel soft and pudgy. We know what that feels like. When we're stressed out, we seek out things that are easy sources of dopamine, like Oreos or a half pint of Ben & Jerry's. Might as well go for the whole pint, you know what I'm saying? I like this. You can read through this top 21 nutrition tips. This is simple stuff that you can implement. And again, you don't have to knock them all out, but try them. Very simple, very simple. And I think that's it, right? So if I had to go back, and there's a 5-option meal plan I threw in there that is just, it shows you that eating healthy can be decent variety, right? If we come all the way back though, I'm going to go to the 5 things, and then I might reorder what these 5 look like. So let me go through here. Meal prep, track what you eat, purchase healthy prepared food meals. So these are kind of like if you've got time, meal prep. Make sure we're tracking everything that we eat. If you can't meal prep, but you have the facilities to purchase healthy prepared meals, purchase them. Have them in your I'm gonna stop sharing now and come back to me. Have them in your refrigerator already, so it's easy. Most of us that are reading this have the ability to eat healthy, have the ability to purchase healthy foods, have the ability to not eat crap. But it has to be a decision, and it has to be conscious. I kind of say this often, is that you're not going to accidentally start eating healthy, and you're not going to accidentally get in shape. For most of us, it takes a plan, right? There are very few people on this earth that can just wake up out of bed, wing it, and have a nice, healthy, strong body and have a nice, healthy, strong mind. So I think the majority of my audience is going to be close to my age or older. So when we're in our early 40s, mid 40s, late 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, the more that we can dial in the nutrition we're putting on our body, the better we can feel. There's a realistic conversation that I have with a lot of people over the last 20 years that I've had, I should say, and they will come up to me and they'll tell me they're not feeling good. And I will ask them how they eat, and they are not eating good. We need to connect that if you are currently not feeling good, there's a strong chance that you're not putting good food in your body consistently enough so that your body can run correctly and feel good, right? It's crazy to me that most Americans take better care of their cars than they do their bodies, right? So if you'd like a copy of this, shoot me a little message. I'll keep a link out to send you it's too big to email, so it'll be a Google Drive link that you'll have permission to view, and you can get it, you can download it, you can peruse it, you can ask me any questions. But I really think the sooner we can start to connect how our diet is making us feel and how our diet is making us perform, um, I think the sky's the limit for getting in shape, right? If you're coming to the gym consistently, you're already putting in the work, right? Why not put in the work at home with our food so that we can see the results that we all want, right? Hope you guys have an awesome Wednesday. This is Coach Rob, out.